The Gap.
Welcome to Mind the Gap, a webinar series where we look into the digital divide in the UK. How big is this issue and how many students are affected and what can be done on this? And what are the implications if we're not focusing on this issue? With me today, I've got Daniel Neal. He's the CEO and founder of Kajeet. Kajeet's been active for over 10 years in the US, connecting students to the internet, and they have now launched here in the UK as well. So welcome to Mind the Gap, Daniel, and congratulations on the launch here in the UK.
Thanks very much. Everyone in the US is excited about it. We're delighted to be amongst our English cousins.
Well, welcome to the UK. Maybe we can start off with talking a little bit about Kajeet. So what's the mission of Kajeet and what have you done in the US so far?
Well, I started thinking about Kajeet in the 1990s when I was doing some work in Israel and saw first the kiddie phone in the world that had 4 buttons, one to call mom, one to call dad, one to call your grandma. And when I saw that, Mia, I had a couple of thoughts. One was someday that'll be a supercomputer. And the other thought I had was someday every kid's going to have one of those supercomputers. And that led to the third thought, which is, wow, somebody's going to have to create a special company to deal with those first 2 things. And that's the genesis of Kajeet. That's where I started thinking long and hard about the mission of the company, which is to make great mobile services for kids and all those who love them. And when we launched the company initially, it was originally just the world's first cell phone for kids with parental controls. And when we launched it, we learned a lot from that. And I knew from the very beginning, Mia, that over some time that would become important in the education space because every kid has to go to school by law. That's where you find them. So I knew we would move into the education arena and carry our mission into that realm. So about 10 years ago, we entered the education world to continue that mission of making great mobile services for kids and those or students, as you might say, and all those who love them and support them. So our customers are the educators that we work for, the real heroes that we support with our technology solutions and platform. That's who we were originally designed for, and it's at the core of our mission.
Absolutely. So going back into the launch of Kajeet UK, so what's your plans and visions here in the UK? So we know that 9% of all students here have limited access to remote learning. So what are you going to do to bridge the digital divide here?
Well, first and foremost, let's say a word about the way we work, and that is to partner with educators.
Yeah.
We are not the educators. We are here to be the arms and legs and tools of the educators as they achieve their mission for educating the world's children, whatever market we're in. As to the digital divide, over 20 years ago, I ran a public e-learning company that was in the learning management systems space. And, over the past 20 years, I've personally watched more and more digital content, digital resources, communications platforms moved from the physical environment into the digital environment and onto the internet. And the way I've viewed that is over time, society, if you will, just the development of technology and what we use it for, digital technology and the internet, in a way, we've been, I believe unintentionally, but certainly increasingly disenfranchising children and students who can't reach the increasing amount of content that's put online when those kids don't have internet connectivity. And if the teacher that day said, oh, well, here's a new internet resource you can use tonight to study, or I put the reading package or reading materials online in the learning management system, or my office hours are as follows, and you can email me during those office hours. Well, the rich kids have connectivity, no problem. They go home to their Wi-Fi at home and a computer, and they've got everything.
Mm.
There are a lot of poor kids who don't have that here in the U.S. and really in all the industrialized developed nations. So not to mention, of course, the developing world. So we have focused on that as a big mission. That is a component or a piece of the larger digital divide of people being disconnected. And as we've all seen during this pandemic, Mia, it's not only exacerbated it, it's shown a spotlight on it. It's even accelerated that issue. So just over the past year, educators have all hustled around and done their heroic work to deliver education online. And as that was happening, each time something new was done online, the kid without internet connectivity or the right kind of internet connectivity has been further excluded from the opportunities and the potential for success.
Absolutely. It is so important to level this playing field and making sure that every student's got the same possibility of staying connected and reaching their goals when it comes to education. So if any educator out there is listening now, I want to know more about the Kajeet connectivity and filtering solutions, go to kajeet.co.uk. But thank you so much, Daniel, for joining Mind the Gap, and best of luck in connecting students globally.
Thank you, Mia. It's a pleasure.